Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Toothless Tigers. We are at the first year player draft here in 2029. We currently sit, unfortunately, just below 500. Kind of started fairly well after our opening day loss to the Mariners. I think we beat them in the series. Then we had a real struggle. Came back a bit, and then we've been struggling and scuffling a bit in our last 10. 3-7. But the division's well within our reach. To be honest, the whole division is separated by 11 or so wins. 12 games back are the Guardians. So everyone's there or thereabouts. I think maybe a couple of trades and we could be right in there to win this division. It's certainly there for the taking. We've certainly got a team to do it. Looking at said team, we are looking pretty good. So let's run through the lineup. We've had a few moves. So George Lombard Jr. is now up with the Tigers. He was hitting very well down in AAA. Got the call up. He's not been that great. He's been up here for about 40, 50 games. So about half the season so far. Yeah, not the best from Lombard, but he's certainly good enough to be here. So he will continue. Other key notables: Luis Paredes has hit 21 home runs already in his season, for debut season for the Tigers, on course for 40, which would be a career high, as he's only hit three. This is his third season in the majors, hitting a bit below his usual clip. He did struggle out the gate, didn't hit. I can show you splits actually. Didn't hit awfully well in the month of April and May. If you can see there, he only hit 8 home runs. Batted, 230, 220. But then the last two, June he really turned it around. In July he's been as good. 11 home runs and 31 ribbies in the month of June. So he was excellent there, and that has been good in July so far as well. So very happy with him. Other notables: Riley Green, been really good in his first season, that big contract. He was out with an injury for 4 weeks, I believe, 5 weeks with the plantar fasciitis. But he's back and hitting almost 300, 840 OPS. Really good year so far from Mr. Green. That fragileness is not great, but anyway. Chris Bryant on course to, well, he's hitting very well. Struggled out the gate for power, but he's doing well. He is obviously on course to hit that vesting option of 500 plate appearances. He's at 336. Now, depending on where we get to in terms of how we look at the trade deadline, I could look at moving him on to avoid that contract, or of paying him another 8 million. We'll see. I mean, if he gets injured, that's the writing on the wall. So there's a couple of options with Chris Bryant. He's been good there, and if we're in the hunt, I want to keep him on and play him. Nick Castellanos been pretty good as well, a lot of power. And then that is the rest of them. Colton Varsho's not been overly great. Spencer Torkelson has not been good. I'm kind of giving him his last hurrah, I think, though he may be gone. And Max Clark is up here. I know, a bit of a weird one, but we needed someone who could defend and play all the positions, and a pinch runner off the bench. Stolen 3 bases. Actually, already have half a win this year in 24 games. Only 12 started. Had a couple of hits. He's batted, 220? Not too bad from Max Clark. Can't be too upset with that. Pitching wise, so not been as good as we hoped. Dollander's been average this year so far. Jimmy Potato's really struggled, 5.4 ERA. I know if I trade him though, he's going to instantly be insane. He also just doesn't pitch a lot because he's so fragile. He pitches like 80 a game that he's limited to. Big trade we made though is Shane McClanahan in the pitching side. He was signed. We got rid of Matt McLean because we have George Lombard Jr. now, and he wasn't hitting very well. We also got rid of Kaelin Nicasia, who was hitting really well in AAA, and has continued to do so. He's already at 30 homers this year in AAA. He's been excellent, but we wanted pitching support, so we went and got Shane McClanahan. He's been excellent, 7-0 for us. On course for possibly a Cy Young at the moment. He's been so good. And he's someone who's only 32 years old. Doesn't want the world in an extension. Something we could afford. Something we will review maybe after the deadline. Andrew Painter's been good since coming back from injury. 5-5, 3.76 ERA, and Alcantara has been good since he came back. I believe he was injured a bit as well. Good to see the usual suspects in the bullpen doing well. Jose Diaz, Chris Clark, couple have struggled though as well. So that is pretty much it on the Tigers. Quick look at the rest of the Tigers system. So we've got the Toledo Mudhens, who have been good, 51 wins, 31 losses. So Rob Fahey, one of our, I think he was our top pick last year. Looks really good as a centre fielder. He was an option to call up, but I didn't want to call him up too soon. Someone's going to break records, I think, in terms of triples and doubles. He's already on course for more triples than home runs this year. He's quick, good defender. Excited for him. Other notables, Devison De Los Santos been good actually. He struggled. He may be coming up instead of Talk soon. Naboa's been good, another one we could call up. We've got a very good AAA team. Juan Cazara's been promoted from AA. This year he's not pitched so well in AAA, but pitched very well in AA. DBX been good, but he struggled in the majors when he was up. Bryson Mount has been good as well. Someone who's close to getting a call up. And Hayden Younger struggled in the majors, but been good in AAA, AA. Aegon Pote's been good. Well, Blake Grimmer's doing well, but again, not really a shortstop. He's actually really a first baseman, but again, not someone we really want there anyway. Pitching wise, Hioyo is now starting. Kaimani Salgado, unfortunately, out with a torn ligament. He's one of our top prospects, looking really good for a start this year. And Gabe Long has also been pretty okay, nothing spectacular in AA. Looking for a bit more from him, ideally. Looking at West Michigan, Nayan's been really good, that guy we picked up. Looking like he could become quite something. Destroying single A pitching. I may promote him, actually, if I put him up to AA. He's been good enough. See how he gets on there. Javier Osorio, someone we want a bit more time. Dylan Adkins, guy we drafted a while ago, 2025, yeah. Doesn't look like he'll do too much. And Saliba's been good as well, but again, not a fan of his stats. Finally, Lakeland, not sure who's down here. Jeff Strasena, been doing alright. Zion Westry's been improving. And that is about it. So, the main topic of today is the first year player draft. So we are picking 14th. That has us picking Stephen Lops, who is a good left fielder, college bat. The number one player is Dan Bunker, aka Batman. He looks obscene. He looks good enough for the majors already. Someone who could actually just go straight into there, and he would if we fell to us. Yeah, he looks good. Mike Moritz as well. Someone I think he was drafted last year. Not last year, a couple of years ago. I do remember his name. Good bat, very good bat. As an option. Quite a lot of outfielders, as you can see. So let's waste no more time. Capital first name of Edgar. Yeah, Dan Bunker's going at 1-1. I think. Ooh, Dodo. I remember Dodo. I think he was in a draft recently as well. Or maybe no, I think it was just when I looked at this draft. Yeah, it was. He goes 1-1. Dan Carafa. He looks excellent. Doesn't look too good yet, but looks like he could do something very soon. Bunker goes to Blue Jays, so he goes 1-2. I've just seen someone, Grady Emerson. Looks like he could be a great player already. Played in college, hit really well there. I struggle to see why we don't take Grady Emerson here as a middle infielder. The other options are like Eric Coker. Yeah, he looks good, but he's a bit far away. Someone like Frank Herrera. Wow. Frank Herrera looks like he could be a very good player as well. I really like him. He's already 23. This is tough, actually. If I take Herrera or I take Grady Emerson, I think I have to take Emerson here. He's already good. He's not going to be much of a shortstop. Means he could probably do a job at third already. We've got Mason Wynn there. Maybe opens door to trade Wynn. I think we're going to trade Grady Emerson with our first pick. And hope someone like Frank Herrera drops, which he's not going to, unfortunately. Let's have a look at what's left in college. Got quite a few outfielders. Rogelio Adames. This guy looks pretty good. Matt Perry. Nelson Castillo. Not really that inspiring. Josh Sparks. He looks pretty good. Unfortunately, not really a defender, which kind of is a bit frustrating. Arturo Salazar. He looks like he could be a good catcher. Mike Baker looks pretty good as well. Who does our scout recommend? Lewis Damien. High schooler. Looks very good, yes, but there's other players that potentially do more for me there. I'm kind of tempted by the catcher here, Arturo Salazar. I think I will take him. Josh Sparks. I'm going to take Josh Sparks. He's an option. We've only been looking at batters as well, damn. Pitching wise, Mike Malamo, he's a reliever through and through. Any decent starting pitching left? That's what we want to know. What about in high school as well? Mike Watley, he looks good. Juan Trujillo, not so good with that. Ikavod, Carpenter, no. I think I take Mike Watley here off a slot. He might not accept that. Lewis Damien is still here. We take him, meet his demand. Any college players that are left? Andina Araujo, Jaime Henneman. Quite like him. Juanal Reina. I'm not a massive fan of those stats on Naranjo. Danny Bliss. Jaime Henneman. I'm going to take Henneman here. And, okay, he's fallen for me, so I will take him. Now we look at just who's good and who's left. Jeremy Hardy is still there. Quite like him. So we'll take him and move on. Kurt Van Huilinga. Ooh. The Sint Maartener. I like him. Joe Van Camp. He looks pretty good. David Espinoza. Maybe a first baseman. BJ Spence. Wow, okay. He looks like a great bat. Take him. Chris Cox. Not a catcher. Take Espinoza because I quite liked his stats. Alfredo Contreras. Kind of need a few more, maybe not outfielders to flesh out the minors. I'll take. He's not a good defender. Come on, I need some good defenders here. Anyone who plays a couple of different positions straight out of the box. The Olsen? No. Okay, we're not finding that. Mike Bell looks interesting, and I love that moustache. So we'll take that. We'll take Ashbrenner. We liked him. What about? He's not a good catcher. Steve Loftus. Actually, looks like a pretty good first baseman, so we'll take him. I could do with taking some arms just to flesh out the. We'll take some of these guys. Flesh out the minor leagues. I'll take Rob Mansfield. That's not what I meant to do. See how much on YouTube. That is that. Finally, we'll take this guy. One more pick. Someone who's durable. Okay, one of these top three we take in. Not him. Mike Ballard. Oh, not him as well. Anyone who's a bit more interesting. Nope. He plays a couple of positions though. So I'm good with that. And that is your first year player draft. A couple of guys, we've got to submit offers. I'm happy to meet his offer, and BJ Spencer only wants 650. I'm happy to meet him. So our number 1 overall pick, Grady Emerson, someone who's probably good enough to start in the majors. Arturo Salazar is our second round. I'm not overly disappointed, but certainly could have been a much better signing period than that. So Arturo Salazar is in. He's not good enough yet, so he can stay in minor leagues or rookie ball somewhere. Max Clark, 4 for 5, 3 ribbies leading off for your Detroit Tigers. What a game for him. He's already a half-win player, like I said. Yeah, that's a great game for him. Batea, not so great. Rocket takes a win. Mike Watley wants us to improve the offer with his elite changeup. I did offer him the slot, so I did think maybe he wouldn't accept that. We're still waiting for Grady Emerson, but Lewis Damien, the high schooler, has signed, as has BJ Spencer, the high school outfielder who looks like he's going to be a great bat. Talk homers in this game. So, yeah, that's better from him. I think we still, Clanahan takes his first loss as a Tiger. We still probably end up not bringing him along. There it is. Grady Emerson has signed for the Tigers. He will go straight to AAA. See what he can do. Assume he slots straight into the lineup at short. Yep. Could do with probably setting this whole minor league up again. Let's see how he's going to get on. We're struggling here for wins again. Wanted to get here so we can see the All-Star, and then I'm going to probably simulate to the trade deadline. Shane McClanahan is an All-Star for the 3rd time. Good to see that. Jose Diaz is the 3rd time as well. As a All-Star. Dylan Dingler, his 2nd All-Star appearance back-to-back for him. No, sorry, he missed 28, didn't he? KB, Chris Bryant, is a 5-time All-Star now. Congratulations to him. Riley Green, 5-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover. Well deserved. Jason Chirrillo, Jackson's brother, and Luis Paredes is a 2nd-time All-Star, 1st time obviously with the Tigers, so that's good to see prospect-wise. We have Juan Cazares in there. Been really good in the minors, across the whole minors. And that's it. Jamie Schwersinski, the 1-1 pick from 27. He looks very good. He is number 6 prospect overall. Got last game against Kansas City the first half. We lose that as well as KC tie up with us and wins. Castellanos gets player of the week. Rich Guys, Juan Soto's still on that. Trout is Judge is out, for the season. Not good. Or pretty much a season. See how we get on here. Mike Watley has indeed signed that deal. Very nice to see. He will find his way somewhere, I'm sure. Grady Emerson back 375. Down there. I'm very tempted to call him up. It's just where he plays. He's good enough for short. To be honest, that infield error is not out. That's outfield error. So yeah, I'm not surprised it's not as good as maybe I thought he would be. But anyway, we'll crack on. MVP in the All-Star game, Mr. Green. Doesn't get recognised there, but he... Paredes went 0 for 2. Green went 1 for 2 with a homer. The only homer of the game. Yoji Nikau, of course, having another fantastic year with the San Francisco Giants. Probably already had a better 2 years. Or a year and a half with them. Yeah, he has in terms of wins. Above replacement. Bit of a shame there. But we continue on. Trade proposal from the Los Angeles Dodgers. They want to give us Anthony Macias and Jesus Huerta for Edgar Ibarra and David Monores. Don't want him. And I don't want him, so I'm going to reject that trade. Thank you very much, but no thank you. They want to give me Luis Calderon, and this guy I don't need to give up Workman. So, Kerry Carpenter, being in AAA, destroying AAA, but yeah, he's AAA now. Bit of a shame. We start the start of the next half of baseball, so they want to send me out. I don't want to give up any of them. And Kurt Van Hooligan has signed with us, which I'd love to see. So that should do it for this episode. We are scuffling badly here, sitting 8 games under 500 with Ty Madden just going down for 8 months, adding to Colt Keith torn a meniscus and Yendry Gomez with inflammation in his shoulder. That's going to require us to call up a pitcher. It's either, you know what, it's Bryson Mounts. He deserves it. Not what I'm trying to do. Bryson Mounts can come up to the Tigers. And that, yes, unfortunately, will do it for this episode. We finally get a win, as we win 3-0. Lombard Junior homers, nice, Canahan, excellent, and Mounts through 2 1/3 innings of perfect ball. Yeah, so we have signed everyone. Top overall pick is already at AAA, batting .381 with a homer and 3 ribbies. Quite easily good enough to be he could start in the majors right now, as far as I'm concerned. He wishes he was playing in the majors, and it's not going to be long before he's there, I don't think. But that will do it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.